The movie Room from Lenny Abrahamson sets in a small room where a mother and a son trying to both survive physically and stay sane. We are experiencing the film from Jack's perspective, and that really hits different because we're both experiencing the delusion his mother created for him in order to keep him sane, and most likely herself too. But that also creeps further and further as cracks start to form. By the way, spoiler alert, because I will be talking about some plot choices and stuff, so you are being warned. At first, when I read the description of the movie, I thought the movie was going to be taking place in a post-apocalyptic world. I was very surprised when they escaped from the room and found a rather normal world outside. I think it was brilliant to also show how that after-rescue process looks like for a survivor of such horrible experience, and her biological father's reaction was awful, by the way. I wanted to quickly mention that, like, what? I can't really imagine what kind of a feeling that is, of course. But in the end of the day, like, it's your daughter, you know? I really can't fathom that kind of reaction. Like, I've seen it before. I understand, but I can't just accept such behavior and reaction, really. But anyways, it was overall a very hard watch, really. I think they softened a lot of the stuff, which I appreciate, not gonna lie. I'm gonna talk about this in the acting part as well, but I really like the level of going far in this movie. I think it was okay, especially since there is a child actor. I've read in the reviews of this film that some people liked the ending of the movie, but they weren't the biggest fan, you know? They said, like, it could be better. And of course, there's always room for improvement, but I actually really liked the ending of the film. Like, Jack saying goodbye to everything that was in the room. And that coming from Jack was also very meaningful because throughout the film, especially when, you know, the delusion was breaking, we could see that Jack was quite afraid of that, like, because he doesn't know what is on, like, what's gonna come, and since his mother was everything he ever knew and everything he learned from her. So, like, this truth of the world, of the room, coming from his mother and TV, of course, I bet it was pretty traumatizing. Like, so his reaction was pretty, in my opinion, realistic too, in the midst of the film. But like at the ending, I really like that process which Ma and Jack going to partake is very meaningful, and that's, I think, first step coming from Jack and saying goodbye to the room was really meaningful, and I really liked that ending of the film. The set design, shots, and writing was lovely, in my opinion. Their daily routine, Ma having an off day, them screaming through the air vent in hopes of someone hearing, but also, I think, for stress relief was very impactful, especially when watching the film. At first, like I said, I thought the outside world was like a post-apocalyptic world. So I thought the screaming sessions were for their sanity, especially for Mother's sanity. But when I realized the outside world is just normal, I was like, oh, crap. It is so that maybe someone hears them and then comes and help, you know, calls the police and stuff. I think that scene was also very nice, and I like that not knowing if they're stuck there, like if they were abducted, which I didn't really think about. At least I didn't think about like the world would be normal. I thought it was a post-apocalyptic world. So I think that was also very cool. Brie Larson's performance was frighteningly too real, too good. Like throughout the film, I never saw an actress, but I actually saw a human being. That was quite impressive, because and that's also like a positive point for writing as well, which I already mentioned that I liked. But beyond the writing, the acting was really, really stunning. It was really good. Really added to the tension. Jacob Tremblay's acting was also very well. In the scene where Ma started telling Jack the reality behind the room, like I already mentioned, I think he really nailed well the deluded child who was betrayed by her only source of information. Basically, he's everything. At that scene, when looking at his eyes, I really felt the fear of losing everything by the hands of his everything, basically. Though I really don't like the idea of children acting. The child actor concept, and especially kids acting in such roles, I don't know. I'm really I'm not a fan. Like I said, I'm not a big fan. Like, I wouldn't want any kid to be under such conditions, both in extreme where they are locked in a small shed, but also in a more moderate level too. Like, I wouldn't want a child to be seeing or hearing such things. So I don't really know what is worth to put one in the situation by our own hands, even though it is for a movie. Like, I'm not sure if it's worth it, you know? I'm not sure, like, what the alternative would be, but still. And then also, I'm sure they're under good hands and are being taken care of. Like, telling this is just acting, like, if you feel bad, just tell us and stuff. At least that's what I'd expect for the bare minimum. But I don't know, it's Hollywood, so I don't really have big hopes, but that's what I hope, at least, anyway. But at the end of the day, what is reality and what is acting for our brains, especially for a little kid? Like, I'm not sure if they can really, really well understand that, especially the brain, which we really don't understand how it's working. So, I'm not sure. This is also not even mentioning the celebrity side of this, like a child being a celebrity and stuff. But anyways, this video is more about the movie. So yeah, the movie was lovely. I really liked it. Only reason why I don't give it a full score is that it's a sad story. It's a traumatizing story. So that's really the only reason. If it was a comedy or some fun story for some epic tale or some stuff, I probably would have given a full score. But full score literally means something that I personally really liked. This movie, I liked it as a movie and stuff. But would I rather watch this or, I don't know, a more happy story? Probably a happy story. But anyways, enough talking. I yapped a lot. But yeah, that's really about it. Wanted to talk about this movie real quick. I plan on talking about movies more in this channel. So, if you're looking forward to that, like review-ish videos, subscribe. And see you in the next video.